This raises questions about Snoop Dogg, because is it possible he heard that people were targeting Tupac, or was he somehow involved himself? But Snoop cleared it up by saying that Tupac and him got in a disagreement.
The last time me and Tupac was on the same page, and I did an interview with Angie Martinez, and she asked me how did I feel about Puffy and Biggie, and I told her that I like their music and I want to do music with them. Bro didn't like that, Tupac didn't like that, so we had a misunderstanding. So on the flight back to LA, I didn't feel comfortable around them for what they had did, as far as I didn't let my security ride with me. So to protect myself and to, prevent from happening, I slept under a blanket with the knife and the fork just in case something was to go wrong, but it didn't.
Suge and Diddy did such a good job framing Snoop Dogg. One viral reaction even read, "Is anyone going to mention how Snoop Dogg could have stopped Tupac from passing? These new files coming out are upsetting, knowing Tupac should still be alive," which came with Faison Love's reaction to the crime.
I always felt when Pac died, it was because Snoop could have stopped that whole thing. I mean, because like I said, Snoop was a Crip. Pac offended some Crips. Doing some game, some dumb, really. It was set off a whole chain of events. In LA don't get mad, they get even. So, you want a real Pac story? That's my Pac story. Pac would be alive today if he had stayed allies with Snoop and not cross Snoop.
You also have to remember that Snoop is a lot more removed from the streets than he was in the 90s. He used to be heavily tapped into the streets, which is why people believe he might have heard something amongst the Blue Team that they were going after Tupac. However, the timing of the Tupac and Snoop beef is very convenient for Snoop, as just 2 days before Tupac was targeted, Tupac started hating him.
I say a week before he died, we was best of friends. 2 days before he died, I don't think he liked me.
Why?
Because we was in New York, and it happened. New York, they shot at me and did all kind of shit to me, like just the worst you could think of. And I forgave him. And went and did an interview and was asked, how do I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I was like, I like it. I want to do some music with him. And that just rubbed Cuz the wrong way, like tried to kill me, out at you, and you talking about you want to do a song with him. I wasn't thinking about his emotions. I was thinking about the way I felt at the time. I wasn't into no controversy. I liked his music. They was our friends. We was all friends at one point. This video footage of all of us hanging out.
However, the evidence the police found on Diddy reveals the entire truth. It got a fan reaction from someone who believes Diddy wanted to be Tupac so bad that he wanted to take him out. Diddy hoped he would have become what Tupac was if Tupac was no longer around.
Tupac was a shining example of everything that Diddy wanted to be, and he was that naturally. He was charismatic, he was sought after, desired, he was very well liked and a naturally likable person. He was charming, he actually had intrinsic talent, he was a star. He was what Diddy tried to force his way into becoming. Diddy, through force, through manipulation, through fear-mongering, tried to become loved and adored and liked. But all he could manage is like a twisted clone of that he was able to garner through fear. But back to my original point, he thought he triumphed over Tupac by when actually what he did was make Tupac immortal. And by Diddy continuing to live and earn more wealth and, in his mind, earn more adoration, he thought he triumphed. He thought he won overall.
Investigators began Diddy's file with his motive to have Tupac gone, relating to a tweet reading, 50 Cent says it's not over. More unreleased Diddy footage that didn't make the Netflix documentary is coming to YouTube, including footage about how Diddy started a family with Tupac's ex-girlfriend. Diddy has a daughter named Chance Combs with Sarah Chapman in 2006, who famously dated Tupac in 1995. Proof of Tupac being with Sarah Chapman was captured on November 18, 1995, and the fact Tupac was with her really made Diddy mad. Diddy described Sarah as being the one and that she was his dream girl. This was likely the reasoning for the first time Diddy tried taking out Tupac, as Tupac mentioned back in the day.
I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I could say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows. So every time he say it didn't happen, or that's the only thing that makes this become an issue to everybody. I was acting. Who gets shot 5 times and acts? Oh, I didn't get 5 times in their vision. I only got shot once because they found the book. The police found him, but now they the cops. Now they doing detective work.
The first attempt on Tupac failed, which led to him trying again, and a former cop discovered Diddy had Tupac dealt with for $1 million, which is what got Suge Knight to retaliate and have Biggie taken out. Investigations believe Diddy hired Keefe D in order to take out Tupac. The only reason we know this is because Keefe D himself told the police about it in an interrogation that Diddy set it up.
On all 4 of those occasions, there's San Diego, Anaheim, Irvine, and Vegas. Which ones do you actually talk to Puffy at?
Every one.
Every one of them. Which of those 4 is it when you talk to him about Tupac?
It was really about both of them, either one of them. It was
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah,
When this news broke to the public, many people questioned Diddy for who he was as a person, but it got even worse when he was in an interview and they asked him about it.
Now, it was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense.